So is anybody from the speaker want to share their presentation? So just let me know prior. So I'll be making you people host so that you can share also yours. Okay. So Anju ma'am, like I'll be starting with you. So you want me, do you have any presentation?
No, ma'am, I don't have a
No.
presentation.
Okay, fine, fine. Okay. So hi everyone, I'm Preeti Mehrotra. Maybe few of them like even the Sunil sir or Haridas Patil sir, though, is very familiar for on our platform. Preeti is there, who has joined first time as a panelist. Okay, so I am Preeti Mehrotra, and I'm a I'm a career and a parenting coach. Apart from this, I also conduct training for college students on life skills. I am also a senior product manager at My EduBag. I run my page Healing Towards Happiness, and this is some noble thing came to my mind due to some incident. And since then, I'm running this group. We started on October 2022, and since then we are trying our level best to conduct webinars or talk shows or panel discussion as per the need on every Wednesday and Friday, and sometimes we miss also. But yes, it's my regular effort that we keep taking what we promise to our audience, and it's completely free of cost. We are not charging any. I request everybody to please mute yourself. Please be conscious that when you are joining, you are muting yourself because it creates disturbance. So thank you everyone for muting yourself. So I was telling that we are just trying our level best. We are having 22 council members. There are young teams connected with us, and there are more young teams coming forward with us. These are the college students, those who have liked this Healing Towards Happiness, and they want to be the part of it. And I'm looking for more speakers to be on this platform. Permanently, they can be an annual member. It's a very nominal amount we charge for that. And there's a reason for it because we run a Zoom IDN on for the means like there is no time limit for that. So definitely we have to pay for that. So there's a very nominal charges for that. Apart from this, I just want to tell you about HTH. HTH is a Healing Towards Happiness, and this group started from 2nd October 2022. We work for anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, or any kind of confusion, goal setting, and many more areas we cover. We have on our board many therapist counselors which work on this area. If anybody want to go for one-to-one sessions with our coaches, with our counselors, with our therapists, they are free to take these sessions. But these sessions, when they take one-to-one, these are the paid ones. So the main idea is to approach the people or to just reach to the people whom they feel that there's no one to listen to them. So we are always there 24/7 available for them. They can call us anytime, they can message us, and we are available for them. So this is all for about the HTH. Now we have 6 speakers today on board, and I'll be introducing them one by one so that our audience are able to recall that who all are they. So Haridas sir has already joined us. So I'll be introducing him first as he's going to be the first speaker. Then it will be Anjum ma'am, then Sunil Bakre sir, and then as per Preeti. Then it is Haridas Mukherjee sir and Faizan. So Faizan has yet not joined. So it's ample time for him to join and be the part of it. I just request all the audience and participants to have patience. We'll be taking question answers at the last. So first we complete with the discussion. That means like they will be, all the speakers will be putting forward their views, and then definitely we can have a discussion on this. But please jot down your questions either in the chat box so I can take forward, or just have patience to remain at last, and we'll definitely be taking your question. All the participants will be receiving certificates. Okay, so if you stay till last, then only you'll be receiving the link, which I'll be sharing in the chat box. Again, once again, I request all the participants to stay muted and they can only unmute themselves when it's a question answers round. So it's now time to introduce our speaker. And before that, I would like to tell about the topic a bit, to introduce the topic before introducing our speaker. So I welcome you all again as a moderator of today's session. And our today's topic is education institutions and mental health in students. Today we have gathered here to shed the light on the interplay of between the education and mental well-being, and explore how educational institutions can create the nurturing environment for our children. Now, before we begin, let us take a moment to acknowledge the significance of this discussion. Mental health in children has become a pressing concern in today's fast-paced world. We all know this very well, right? As a parent, as an educator, or a caregivers, it is our collective responsibility to ensure that our education institutions are equipped to support the mental well-being of our young learners. Now, throughout this panel discussion, we will dwell in the various aspects of this topic. All the speakers are free to give their views, and we'll be taking the questions as per the audience, and any of the panelists can give a reply to that. Now it's time to introduce our first panelist and first speaker, that is Haridas Patil sir. So Haridas Patil sir is the MA B.Ed in English Literature with 14 years experience in an educational field. He is known as a teacher of activities. Recently, he completed a book on social activists and their stories. He is a teacher of vision with a mission, and he believed in an innovative and creative teaching. He had started with a project. It's known as a communication access to power and communication creative. I welcome you to please present your views. And I'm sorry to all the speakers to just remind us that each speaker is having 10 minutes time. So please constrain with that. Now, your show, sir, Patil sir, you can please begin. Patil sir, are you there? Okay. No. So I'll introduce Anjum ma'am so that she will be continuing with the talk. Meantime, Patil sir will be ready. So Dr. Anjum Qureshi is Assistant Professor, Rajiv Gandhi College of Engineering, Research and Technology, Chandrapur. She's the author of the book 10 Core Life Skills. She is also a parenting, life skill and career counselor. She has published 6 book chapters, 2 patent and 24 research papers. She has worked for 2 international documentary film of UNICEF. She will Okay, so this is all about Dr. Anjum ma'am. So if I have missed anything, Anjum ma'am, you're free to tell about yourself. Yeah. And please remain with the 10 minutes time. I'm again and again reminding, I'm sorry for that.
Yes, sure, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you very much. And first of all, I would like to thank Preeti ma'am for arranging such a beautiful panel discussion about mental health and wellness at the educational institutions. And well, this idea came to my mind because, yes, because we are educators and every day we have been dealing with the students. And because nowadays the mental health problems are increasing, the number of persons having mental illness is increasing. And because I work in a college, so somewhere I think that we should be thinking about the youth because youth are the future of the nation. And so, firstly, what I would talk because I know there are many more speakers who have to speak, and we have to also follow the time constraint. So, firstly, I would like to begin with for any educational institution, whether it is a school or a college, and especially when I am working in a college, I would like to speak with respect to the college because here the students who are coming, they are above 18. They come after completing their 12th. So the first step is that the colleges should be taking continuous efforts to generate awareness. Because what is happening is awareness is lacking. If there is I feel some kind of problem with my physical health or some kind of behavioral changes we observe, we immediately try to go to a doctor and try to take some medicine. But many of us are unaware that the behavioral changes, the physical changes that we are observing, that can be due to some mental illness also. The people are not aware of that. So awareness, I would like to speak awareness for the students and awareness for the teachers also. Because in the college, when the students are already above 18, they are already adults and they can understand a lot of things. They can understand there are some changes going on with them. So there should be regular lectures, regular visits of the counselors and the therapists so that they know what is mental illness, what are the symptoms of it, what are the changes that are observed. Once they know, okay, I am feeling some kind of changes in myself, so this can be the symptoms of mental health. So they can go and consult someone. And for the teachers also, because in my college, I just found a boy. He came to me with some kind of, he was showing me some project. So immediately a staff, she came to me and said, do you know this boy is having some kind of mental problem? So I said I could understand that when I was talking to him. And so I just suggested him, like, okay, you should, go for some kind of sport. You should do meditation. I just gave him some tips. But few days later, the same boy, he was when he was with a group of students, there was some competition, and he came with a poster on his mobile, and it shows that this is the poster which I have designed. So the other faculty, I saw that faculty saying, Just go from here. The poster competition is over." No, he was talking a bit rude to him. So I said, "What happened, ma'am? You don't know this boy has an issue." So that moment I realized that teachers also need awareness, because we know that, okay, the person is having an issue, but what as an educator, as a teacher, what we are doing for the students, that is also equally important, because the teachers should also know what are mental health issues, what difficulties a student will be facing if he is having a mental health, some kind of disorders are there. So because students, even when in college, respond to the respect the teachers, they listen to the teachers. So if the teachers try to understand this, the teachers try to cooperate with them, surely the teachers can help the students to get out of this. Because this problems, it does not happen in a single day. It does not happen in a single day. It is a very long process which has gone on for a very long time, and we never realize it. And many of the mental health problems just go undetected. So I think the very first step is awareness, regular awareness to the teachers as well as the students. And the second thing that I will try to stress on is lowering the stress level, because the stress level is the root cause of so many diseases. And nowadays, the curriculum that we are having, especially in the higher educational institutions, it is increasing the stress level of the students. We are making the curriculum, we are designing the activities, we are designing so many kind of seminars, workshops, continuous activities that we decide according to us. The educators design according to us. So why not we design the activities where the students are involved? For example, like if it is an industrial visit which I want to plan, so why can't we give them the freedom? If there are some projects that has to be assigned to the students, why don't we give them the freedom to choose? Because what is happening nowadays is most of the times we are imposing everything on them. We are not trying to understand what they like. We arrange a seminar, we just go through a topic. Okay, this is a topic, and we arrange a seminar. But we never know, are the students really interested in it? So, I'm just giving an example of some seminar or projects and all. But yes, the curriculum is such that they are receiving a lot of stress. They are undergoing a lot of stress in completing all the assignments, all the activities that are allotted to them. Okay, but activities and assignments, they are a part of the curriculum. But why don't we design it according to their interest, what they want to do? Sometimes we just don't, just pay attention to it. So sometimes the students should be make a part of the decision-making process so that the stress levels can be reduced. And the third, which I would like to talk about, is these should be encouraged for some activities like sports, yoga, meditation. Because sports, yoga, meditation, and all at the school level, it is followed very. It is a routine. You will always have a separate slot for all this. But in the colleges, in most of the colleges, it is still missing. So this should be make a part of it, because we know that the benefits of meditation, it actually helps in calming us. And however, the youth of today, they are very aggressive. They just react very instantaneously without knowing what are the consequences, what will be the consequences of the kind of reaction they are giving. So yes, we need to encourage yoga, meditation, and especially sports, because they are so busy with their digital devices. Oh, it's a power cut in my area, I think. Yeah. So busy with their digital devices that they don't talk to each other. So when we have such kind of activities, when they can come together, when they can interact with each other, so actually they will have the courage to share their feelings. Because nowadays what is happening is they are so busy with their own devices that they don't share their feelings. And this mental health problem, it again increases just because, they are not able to tell, they are not able to share, they are not able to express. So when we have such kind of activities for the students where they can come together, so obviously when they share about their feelings, because yes, mental health from the first step is where they should have the courage to share about it with someone, to share with a friend, then they can go to the next step of visiting a counselor or visiting a therapist, visiting a psychologist. So these are just a few tips which I can think from my side. And so I hand over the session again to Preeti ma'am, so we can continue with the session.
Yeah, thank you, Anju ma'am, for highlighting this, and something which I really like, which you mentioned very clearly and bluntly, that our teachers or our educators need to bring this awareness. And sometimes we, as an educator, become means like for us, students become so negligent because we are already packed, or educators are packed with their system or their schedule, so they don't pay any heed to what child wants to convey. And it is sometimes it is very monotonous kind of working, where we are not emotionally attached, but we are just working. So very rightly said, this awareness is very much needed in the educators. And another point which I like regular, just we had so many seminars and the dentist visit, this visit, that visit, but have college ever thought about visiting of a therapist? This is something very good point from your end. Yes, it is required nowadays. The stress means through which the students are going. We as a elder, or maybe there's a gap between the college student or the educators, and they are not able to understand the stress, and they always keep comparing their life with their life, that in our time this happens, this doesn't happen. So we keep on comparing our life with the younger ones to us. Very valid point, and I really vouch for that yes, there should be a visit of a therapist, there should be lectures where we can conduct, like how to manage the stress and all. Very rightly said. Thank you for giving and presenting your views, Anju ma'am, and we'll be discussing on these topic later on at the last. So it's time to introduce our next panelist and speaker, that is Sunil Bakre sir. So Sunil Bakre sir is MSc, MA, BEd, DSM, FIIEP, and PGDEMA. Oh my God, sir, so many degrees. That's great to have you over here. CBSE, COE, Pune resource person and master trainer, British Council, Cambridge, and CBSE master trainer. He is also CEDX speaker. Research projects, many research projects undertaken. There are a long list of about his achievements, that is national awards. I'll just name few, that is National Award of Two Teachers 2022, Ashwamedha Man of the Year Award, and selected as Master Trainer CBSE, WHO Adolescence Education Program, Excellent Teacher Award, and many more. It's a long list. It's very difficult to inculcate about him in this short span of time.
दो थैले नहीं पकड़ सकता, ये आप ही पकड़ो।
ना तुम ये पकड़ कर।
अरे मेरे को ये भारी है, मेरे को ये भी लेके जाना है।
Yes, sir. Please, it's your the state means like it's your time to present your views.
Very good evening to all the speakers over here, and especially the moderator. And I would like to first thank you for the subject and topic that you have chosen. That is really needed. Actually, usually the conferences and seminars and talks are conducted on the economic or either on the educational, that is academic part, but nobody looks usually for the mental health, which is very important because usually we are most, that is maybe parents or institution, they are most caring for the academic brightness or the academic development. But it is really a pitiful thing that though the educators or the institution or even the parents are not much more concerned about the mental health of the students. So a very rightly chosen topic, and I should say thank you once again, especially for choosing the topic, and all these participants and all the speakers who are eminent speakers, and they will surely put a spotlight on this topic and share their views. On my part, I would like to, because this is very important part, which is a very sensitive part. Mental health, especially it refers to the psychological, emotional, and social well-being of the child, as we all know it. And it is having a social pressure, it is having a family pressure, it is having the institutions pressure and pressure from all the sides. And nobody understands the emotions or the feelings of the child. Rather, they will all pressurize the child for the marks, for the academic development, or for the academic performance the child should get in the, and that is actually for the society to show the other, to it other, rather than the career and all. So mental health should be referred a kind of special concern by all of us, maybe all the educators as well as the institutions, and especially the parents also. Even the stakeholders are not aware of this particular matter. I feel so. Whatever I have come across in the researches, whatever I have done, or whatever researches I came in relation to. So this kind of thing is the mental health which determines how the child thinks, how the child feels, how the child acts, how the child interacts with other. That is in different ways. Sometimes it is called as a social or emotional quotient, a kind of name is given to this. But I don't know how much it is implemented. Most of the institutions, most of the eminent educational sector is always talking on this topic. But I don't know how far they are implementing, how far they are really concerned in the real situation. Because simply talking on this topic will not at all solve the major issue. The major issue is implementation by each one of us. Now, each one of us, I say this word because we are all educators. So, in our educational institute, we are parents. So, with our own children, what kind of situation they are undergoing? Because today's youth is a kind of treasure for the earth. They are the future citizens of India, the future citizens of our country. If this human resource is not properly trained, if not properly brought up, that will create a big problem maybe after 20, 25, 30 years and all. So the future lies in their hand. So their mental well-being, their concrete nurturing of their mind is very, very important according to my perspectives, I should say. Now, just like physical health, mental health of the students is also very important, as we all know, because this is for all the stages of life, especially during the childhood and adolescence. These are the very sensitive type of stages of life where we should look after all this particular point. Now, usually what happens is neither the child nor educators or parents accept, admire, and admit the mental health of the student. Even if there are the issues, mental issues are there, neither the child realizes or accepts. Even the parents and institutions or the educators, they do not accept, admire, and adjust with this particular term. That is one of the gap that I found in the researches. So all the stakeholders, all these factors, all these social units should look after this particular thing. Now your mental health is in good shape if you feel the sense of belongingness. How we should understand. Now what I want to focus is, how do I know my mental? Now, I'm not talking only about students, because it is said that about 7.9% of the students are today suffering from this particular problem. I don't know how many of us know it, how many of us realize it, but around 7.9% students are having this particular type of problem, knowingly, unknowingly, directly, indirectly. But we should be able to realize, we should be able to identify and take necessary measures to control, to bring this under a kind of treatment, or either counseling or giving some psychological type of treatment, or some kind of treatment should be given to the students. Now, when how do I know? I means we all of us also, even if you check whatever I think so, maybe according to my opinion, there are 32 participants. Out of the 32 participants, at least 4 to 5 will be tested just now, having some kind of psychological issues, some kind of mental issues, directly, indirectly, of various things. That we should admire, that you should accept, and that you should understand. That is very important. Now, how do I know my mental status is okay or not? Now, the mental health is a good shape if you feel the sense of belongingness, understand that fluctuations and change in your mental health are natural, and you have healthy relationships, you are able to work productively, and you are able to cope up with the circumstances of the life. In short, we say that problem solving. Nowadays, we teach problem solving. Each and everybody has a problem, but we are about that is problem solving skill. Now we should first realize the problems of the children, and then comes the problem solving. So as I said, that around 7.9 type of children are having this percent children are having this mental issues, and hardly anybody is aware of this or is able to accept this and all. Now, what are the main 7 type of mental disorders which the educational institutes should notice and should able to identify? Some of these mental health common disorders include mood disorders, that is bipolar disorders are there, depression is there, then anxiety disorder is there, personality disorder is there, eating disorder is there, as well as some kind of substance abuse type of disorders are there. These are few main type of disorders which are usually found among the students. But this can be easily notified. The main indicator for this is the behavior. Whenever there is a change in the behavior of a student, the institution should understand, the educator should understand, the parents should understand, their guardian should understand that there is some kind of mental issues, and very seriously this should be looked, and this should be not overlooked by them, so that a timely type of treatment or timely kind of support should be given. Now, very simple solution for the mental disorders is parents do not understand the child needs 9 different touches in 24 hours. I don't know how many of us realize, how many of us are with the students, how many of us are with our own children, especially where both the parents, that is father and the mother, they are working, how much they are connected and bonded with the students, whether they are really sharing and caring for the children, where the children can express their views, their feelings, and their thoughts. That is also important. So these are all the types of factors. This should be noticed both the parents as well as the educational institutes. Also, they can arrange some kind of arrangement, some kind of adjustments, or some kind of facilities should be made available by the educational institute there itself. Like CBSE has started anger-free zone. So this anger-free zone, because nowadays there are, as an educator for past 28 years, I find that parents are now bringing the complaints that the child is hyperactive, the child is not listening to us, the child is not doing what the child is likely to do, the child is doing something different, and all these are the different problems. But nobody goes to the root cause of this. Only parents or educational institute. Educational institute get the complaints from the parents, and parents get the complaint from the educational institute. So your child is behaving like this, your child is behaving like that, your child is behaving like that. And the parents come with the complaint, my child is doing like this, my child is doing that. Now, in this particular type of tug of war, that poor child is suffering, the poor child is going through this kind of situation. How far this will go? Who is responsible? Who is supposed to give some kind of support? Who is going to listen to this child? What are the feelings? What are the thoughts of this particular child? So there are few ways and means I'll try to describe in a very short, because we are given 10 minutes to talk. There are so many things to talk, but in a very highlighted manner, I'll go through it. Now, how to improve the mental health of the students? And for this, all the factors are responsible. That is parents, educational institute, society, and all the surrounding. That is peer, means students and all the stakeholders which are present around. Have a positive outlook. Having positive outlook is the main factor through which the mental health can be improved of the students. Practice gratitude. Nowadays, this is all lacking. They do not express the gratitude. It has become very formal and very practical kind of life everywhere. Similarly, exercises and meditation, it is said but not implemented by maybe by the parents as well as by the educational institutes also. That kind of thing, as it is ancient tradition and culture of the exercises and meditation, which surely brings effective kind of change in the students if it is practiced properly, regularly in the educational institute. Work on the hobbies. Children are not developing the hobbies. I see these days, I have seen two generations maybe of the students. I find that there is a very wide gap now. Hobby word is almost getting vanished from the students because of the social media, because of the electronic gadgets, and all these types of things are available around. And therefore, because of these hobbies, they neither remain busy with these hobbies, nor they are finding some kind of appreciation, acceptance, or some kind of desires and feelings, expression, bonding. All these things are lacking. So, as an educator, we all should focus on this time. And maybe, though not our children, though not our students, but maybe the neighboring children are there, who the children who we come across, we need to be very careful about all these things and be a responsible type of citizen. Everybody should work as a counselor. Everybody should work as an educator, should work as a psychologist, so that some, and like a spiral share, everybody should share a kind of spiral share to the child, so that the child will come out of this situation. So the responsibility is of parents, the responsibility of the educational institute, there is a responsibility, moral responsibility of the educators also. And for that, first we need to be in a good and sound mental situation. We should be mentally healthy, I should say, and then only we can impart and give it to the student. So with this, I conclude. I should again, once again, thank the organizers and all the speakers and the participants for listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunil sir, for putting forward your such a valuable pointers. So I just want to emphasize on what he said, and he has said truly that it's a high time that we should come out from the mindset of judging the students only on the marks. It's a high time to bring up the solutions rather than just discussing on the problems and making it a monotonous that we are just discussing, but we are not implementing it. That is something really valid point, because we all know that gratitude is there. Our kids are also aware about gratitude, meditation, yoga, but how, and hobbies, that is the focus on hobbies. And it's I read really about that nowadays students have really forget about the hobbies. They are just engrossed in the gadgets. And here we as an educator or a parent need to play a big role. We need to set some limits to whether it's a child is in our college or in a school. We need to tell them that how important it is to gratitude. And I'll definitely put my point later on this gratitude when I conduct the sessions on life skills in the colleges, and the after effects of that, how the students are coming up with that. So the only thing is, like, we need to be very firm, firm in the sense not shouting at the students or by scolding them or by not giving an ear to them, but becoming firm to implement certain things so that it is actually the benefit for our students. Thank you so for coming up with such a valid points. We'll definitely come up with a question answers round later on. So it's time to, I just want to ask Haridas sir whether he's available right now. So I'll be introducing him. Otherwise, I'll go further with another speaker. Haridas sir, are you there? You can please unmute yourself and tell me. Okay, fine. So I'll continue with Preeti. Okay, so Preeti Nembar, she's the first time coming to our platform, and I'm really glad to have you, Preeti, on our platform. She's an educator, a counselor, and editor, 21 years of experience as a teacher in various streams, primary, high school, and secondary school, UG and PG. Though she all type of students she has taken into consideration. So that's very great that you are well aware about the situations the students of different levels are going through. So I welcome you, Preeti, to put forward your points, and it is all your stage now. You are on mute, Preeti. You are on mute. No, you are not able to. Let me. Okay, I cannot unmute you. Unmute yourself.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Okay,
now
can
it
you
is
hear
okay.
me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Preeti ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. It's an endearing topic that you have selected, and when I saw the topic, I thought I should join in the discussion. As you said, I've been teaching children various streams, various classes. So over the years, I've been able to connect with them on their mental health too. So what I found after teaching, I've been teaching in across Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. Now I'm based in Andhra Pradesh. So what I found is children should be given a holistic atmosphere to grow. What happens is at a very young age, just like how we take care of a sapling when we plant a sapling, we see to it that it is watered every day. So that is what is required for a child in the growing age. Every day is a new day for them, and every day they should be given the due importance that they require. So I have always found that, in fact, it is no fault of the child. If the child is naughty or uneasy in the class or not listening properly or coming out with cranky all the time. So normally in the primary section, they find children like that. So the teacher, in order to control the class, I've seen many of them shout at them or else beat them. Nowadays, it is not allowed though, in order to quieten them. But that only increases their crankiness, and then what happens is over a period of time, they become weak in academics. They are not. Can you hear me now, ma'am? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible. Yes, yes. Continue. You're
Okay.
audible.
Okay. Yeah. So I feel that over a period of time, meeting up with a lot of teachers and working in different institutions, I feel that teachers also should be taken a session on mental health of children. That is very essential because each one has a different way of um, having their say with the child. So, in the traditional way of teaching, it was always we always said scatter rod and spoil the child. So it was all, even I have been a victim of that. Got enough and more beatings from my teachers for either not doing the homework or maybe not doing well in maths most of the time. So this is like each child has their own way of presenting themselves. We are not supposed to force things on them. We cannot force things on them because each child has their own talent. So what happens is over a period of time, when we keep on uh, forcing our own thoughts on the child or telling them that they are unfit just because they are not be able to do well in a particular subject. So slowly good, I mean, once good behavior goes down. Yes, am I audible now? I think many are saying that
No,
my
no, no.
voice
You
is
are
not
audible.
clear.
You are perfectly audible.
Yeah.
Do not get
Okay,
distracted. You are
okay,
completely audible. Yes. Those who
okay.
are not able to hear her, please check your network. She is completely audible and very much audible. Continue, please.
Uh, so what we need, what is required now, I feel, since the earlier speakers, my co-participants have already mentioned about the mental health issues that students across the country are facing and what should be done in order to address them. I feel that facilitators, teachers, and educators should be given sessions regarding the children in order to cater to their interests, to support them in order to overcome their stress levels of anxiety or depression that they are going through during their journey of academics. So this is one point that I would like to stress upon. And then another is the mobile phones have really, especially after the pandemic, the use of mobile phones have increased. So until the COVID-19, I think children were not much, the mobile was not much accessible to them. But then the pandemic has, online classes have made them, what is that, use mobiles and they have been utilizing it not for the good reasons, but also for the bad reasons too. And that has also created a lot of mental health issues. This gaming and all those we have been watching in the news, and we've come across students in our own circle itself who have been addicted to games. Some of them committed suicide and all that. And another thing I would like to stress upon is in especially in Andhra, I have found that parents keep on stressing on marks with to their children. So what happens is what they cannot do. You cannot ask a fish to climb a tree. Can you know? And you can't ask a monkey to swim because both are born for a different purpose. So this is what is expected of the children nowadays. So especially the children in the adolescent age, that is the teenage, it is a transition for them from the child to the adulthood. So what happens is when they are stressed out more, there are chances of them committing suicide. And I've also come across children in my area also who have been sent to, who've been asked to pursue their academics in subjects which they are not at all keen in, especially mathematics, which some children are not very good at, physics, maths, and all. Parents and teachers force them to join in IIT coaching centers, and then they end up in their lives. Another thing is in certain institutions, especially in Andhra, I'm not, please don't think that I'm just trying to tell that this is the situation everywhere. There are no playgrounds mostly. And a playground is supposed to be a kind of backbone for every institution. So when you play a game, you know that if you lose a game today, tomorrow you're going to win, obviously. But when it comes to academics, along with when you have sports, along with your academics, you try to understand that failure is a stepping stone to success. So once you fail, you win in the next game. You don't lose hope there. But when it comes to academics, the children slowly lose hope because teachers also say that you're fit for nothing. Look at that boy; he has got so much of marks. Parents also insist on such things. So it acts upon the mental health of the child. So every institution should see to it that the teachers are also given sessions on the mental health of students, and the mental health of the educators also should be taken care of for a happy and stress-free uh, stress-free kind of education going on. Thank you, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity.
So thank you, Preeti, for putting forward so beautifully your point. I really like that statement that we cannot ask fish to climb a tree or a monkey to swim. And this is somewhere we fail in our education system, right? And I think now education systems are, institutions are also working to implement for the holistic development and to uh, test the child knowledge not only through one kind of assessment, but there are different criterias now. But yes, if we go to the remote areas or in a in depth of the normal schools or the schools which are maybe having a orthodox type of or the traditional type of teaching, still they need to work upon this. And very rightly said that still we are having a mindset of comparing our kids with the other, whether we are as a parent or as an educator, we tend to compare our kids time to time, and we need to work upon our mindset. We need to come upon the education institutes need to work on their education system. Very rightly said and very nice you have put forward your points. Thank you for your insight. So now it's time to invite our another panelist, and that is Haridas Mukherjee sir. As Haridas Patil sir is not responding, so I'm still waiting for Haridas Patil sir to please respond me if you are there and if you are able to hear us. Just give us, just raise your hand so that we can understand if there is any network issue at your end, please message us. So Haridas Mukherjee sir, are you there? Yeah. So I just let me have a privilege to introduce
Am I
Haridas
audible?
Mukherjee sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay,
So
good.
just 2 minutes to introduce you, sir. I'll be glad to introduce you. Haridas Mukherjee is an award winner, international educator, mentor and counselor, motivational speaker, new age parenting coach, author, soft skill trainer, spoken English, as well as IELTS trainer and life coach. He has more than 28 years of teaching and leadership experience in 11 countries. He has taught more than 140 countries, students, and worked with 85 countries, teachers in his teaching career. He has received a scholarship from IIM. Can you spell, sir, that is Kozhikode? Am I pronouncing right?
Yeah.
For a study management.
Calicut, the present name is Kozhikode.
Okay. Program on education leadership at IIM. He is a life member of India Club in various countries of Indian High Commission and Embassy. He is the honorary director and advisor of a various education institution in India and abroad, along with the honorary doctorate. He has received many awards and accolades from various countries. I welcome you, sir, to please put forward your pointers on this topic.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Very good evening, everyone. Today, Healing Towards Happiness, the Priti ma'am, doing a great job, and she has taken an initiative. What a crucial moment we are. That this issue is presently, you can say, the need of the hour. And the students' mental health and educational institutions' role, it actually connects with each other. Yes, absolutely. Already, my senior colleague Sunil sir mentioned few points, and other speakers also mentioned few points. And I'm trying to give few colors with the rainbow. So actually, all other speakers made the rainbow. Okay. The mental health of a students purely based on some prefixes, some matrices, such as like parental side, means the parents' pressure, peer jealousy, society's criticism, and not only that, but also some psychological imbalances. What we see, a child is going to a school or a student is in school, we always look after only the means the dress and clothes and everything what he or she is wearing. But apart from that, being as a psychological counselor, I am particularly observing each and every person's two health, not only one physical health or outlook, but also I always want to try. You can say I try. Okay. to focus on their mental health, being as an counselor or educator. And believe me, I have done near about in my 11 countries journey, as well as 28 years of, if I can access at least 2 or 3 counseling per day. So it may be near about more than thousands. Okay, thousands. Okay. So this type of counseling I have made: parenting counseling, career counseling, student counseling, relationship counseling, anger and depression relief clinic. Already I am running in my home. So I have seen there are lots of life events also sometimes affects students' mental health. Some parents are getting separated. Some have some domestic violences. Some have some ancestral problems. Some has some what you call, you can say, the environment problem, like few parents, they are making some you can say there are unhealthy environment at home to study properly. Society is taunting that criticism, and not only imbalancing the students, you can say the eagerness of you can say to get the high and more results, but also that some teachers rudeness, rude behavior, strictness. Some people are thinking, oh my God, he's a very strict teacher, very good, fantastic. But problem is that he or she, if can't feel the heartbeat, can't feel the psychology, can't feel the emotion of a student's cry, of a student's silence, of a student's crying in front of all others, of a student's loneliness, then they can be treated as a good teacher. Here, nowadays, all we are running after money. So many teachers doing lots of tuitions, and also there are lots of coaching institutions. They are all making the students, or you can say the blooming bird, just like as a mechanism, is just like a machines. 98%, oh my God, last time you got 100 out of 100, now this time you got 97. Oh my God, you 3 marks deteriorated. Oh my God, that means, you know, your rank will be very low. You see, 3 Idiots and Tare Zameen Par has given us a great chapter in our mind. Being as an educator, if you can feel, please, I will request all the audience, to all the parents, please watch again those 2 movies. Another most important thing I want to mention: some eating disorderness, some diet problem, some what you call, you can say the siblings disturbance, some relationship issues, and also relationship means nowadays some teenagers, you know, the grade 12 students, when they are coming to a tuition class or any other coaching center, and the boys and girls are making friendship, and nowadays the all are running after money. Father went for money, means job. Mother is also running after money. No one is there to hear the voice, to hear the pain of that student. If she is girl or he is a boy, that doesn't matter. First thing is that I should have to, being as a parent, should be very careful that am I purely audible to her voice or his voice? Can I hear this? So if you are getting separated heartily, and if you are creating disturbance, if you are creating distances from your child's heart and head and brain and psychology, and emotional distances will automatically make a huge gap when he or she will not share so many hidden parts, so many pains, so many stress, so many angers, and so many enjoyment also. You know what happened if any student, suppose in the first term he gets 4 marks, very poor marks, and after that for the second term when he or she will get highest marks even, he will not or she will not shout it, okay, at home, and she will not or he will not be enjoying, and she will not or he will not be sharing that enjoyment, lightening faces with his or her mom, because the last time she or he got so many, the voices, some slang languages, even some physical torture also, not only mental torture from the parents. I have seen in my own eyes because I have done lots of counseling. Now, the most important thing, being as an educator or a social activist or as a counselor, I will request to all the parents, to all the teachers, be polite, be calm and quiet. Please try to feel the psychology and the emotional balances of any student. It's my earnest request to all the, you can say, the class teacher. Don't treat any students or insult others about their poor performance, about their some behavioral issues in front of all the students. I have done lots of counseling in abroad when I was in Qatar, Oman, Dubai, Vietnam, Cambodia, Myanmar, Maldives. Believe me, the first and foremost task was, if I try to give some suggestions and advice, that should be in a one-to-one, not in all other in front of audience, and that should be very confidential. Yes, parent-teacher meeting. This is the most important part in our school. School have to take a proper decision regarding this matter. Nowadays, India is thinking about the counselor. But before so many years, when I was in abroad, I have seen counselor in a school. Nowadays, India is feeling, when the suicide and other things are happening in our society, and after that they can feel, management, school management as well as the parents are feeling that, oh my God, my students are facing some stress and anger and depression, something like that. So I should have to take care of her or him, and I should have to go to a counselor or a psychologist. Nowadays we are facing. I am giving one example. Once in a sunny morning, when we read the newspaper, we got the news, in the television also, that Sushant Singh Rajput committed suicide. Please don't mind, I'm just giving an example. But no one thought that what happened to him last 3 months before his death. Who is the most responsible here? Being as a social activist, I always request to all the parents, please don't make any gap between your children's, son and daughters, mental quotient, as well as the emotional balance, as well as the physical health and mental health, and don't make any gap within their relationship. Father, mother, father and daughter and son, mother and daughter and son, please try to take your dinner time together and spend quality time. I will request all the parents to overcome all these situations. Maybe your son or daughter are facing some mental stress or anger or sometimes depression. But I will request you, please, you can be the good doctor before going to the psychologist. You are the best doctor if you can just touch and give a hug. Chalo beta, kuch nahi, no problem at all. Okay, this time you got this 4 months, no problem at all. Okay, next time you can do better. Okay, try to give more concentration, try to give more labor on these subjects. So now the thing is, who should be the most responsible person? First, I will request to all the mothers, to all the fathers, and next the teachers. Sometimes father and mother, if they are a working couple, okay, jointly or differently, they are working in different organizations and they don't have any time to look after their ward, okay, I request, please visit at least once in a week or make a call to the parents, means to the teachers, class teachers, who is looking after your children, your words. Whatever he or she is doing, either he is on track or something else. Because if you can give some more important tips, if you can give some suggestions, obviously they can heal this problem. So the educational institutions also nowadays taking so many initiatives, like a yoga club or meditation club, or you can say the ignoring. Sometimes they are telling that ignore the criticism. Sometimes, yes, they are supporting and they are encouraging the students that you are doing well, you are improving. There are some quotations, there are some notes in the notebook. So all these factors may give boost up a student whose mental health is going to down day to day. So I will not take too much time. It's all the my previous speaker already spoken everything. Thank you so much, Priti ma'am. But last but not least, I will give one important quotations that this young age addictions, the uses of substances, please look after these things, because so many students are nowadays are using these substances for the grade 11, 12 students. I have seen so many. I am doing counseling. So parents would have to be more vigilant, as well as the teacher. Not only the teacher, because first time we are blaming if any student is doing any problem. All we are, what we are doing, first we are going to the school. But within a 24 hours, how many hours he or she is spending at the school? Maximum 7 hours or 8 hours. So rest of the 16 hours, where she is spending? Obviously at home. Now, who should be more responsible? Parents should have to be more responsible. But always we are trying to give blame. So that should also should have to be made correction. Okay. And sometimes parents are very much worried about the financial stress which is coming to the students' mentality. So that should not be discussed in front of the students. If you have any problem, financial issues, that should be in a separate discussions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Haridas sir. Means you have covered all the areas which are need of an hour to discuss, and very rightly said that it is like we as a parent are the first doctor to our kids. If many
Yes.
of the problems can be solved just communicating with our kids. I really watch for this. Like, yes, the certain gap occurs when because we all are nowadays working, like both parents are working, and we are hardly getting any time to have a daily conversation with our kids. And then what happens that when a child is growing, there comes the boundary sort of thing, or there comes a gap where they restrict themselves to discuss, because actually when they want to discuss something, we are not available to them. Teachers come later on. We as a parent play a big role, definitely. I agree to this point. And we need to be very vigilant, because the way the trend is, and everybody is bandwagon, all the kids are going for it. And we need to be vigilant to restrict our kids, or we can say, like, we can make our kids aware about the certain things which can be good for them, which can be bad for them. And if we are doing the daily conversation with the kids, definitely we can be more aware about where our kid is going and what struggle he or she is facing. Very valid points, Haridas sir. Really thank you for bringing this insight in front of us. Thank you. With this, I invite, I just want to announce Faizan sir, are you there? As Haridas sir mentioned, Patil sir mentioned that he'll be the last speaker. So I just want to know if Faizan sir has joined us. Okay, so as Faizan sir has not joined us, Haridas, Patil sir, I think you are now in network.
Yeah, ma'am.
Please unmute yourself and inform us.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll just again introduce Haridas Patil sir, though I have done this, but I know that.
Don't waste our time.
Pardon, sir, are you saying
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, I want to start. Should I start?
Fine. So yeah, please. Yes.
Yeah, having some issues at my side, so sorry for delay. Hello, hello.
Request all the members to please mute yourself.
Yeah,
Sneha,
yes. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. See, mental health has taken place in everyday's life. As I start from my home, it is said that charity begins at home. So I want to talk about my own life. In my home, means parents and I always have a clashes, and we try to correct one another. Sometimes I correct my parents, sometimes they correct me. And in this way, we become disturbed in day-to-day life. We always run after correcting other. So that correcting other, I think that is not good. Correct self and show the example is the best way. Another point is that I observe that people don't keep listening. They always advise others. They always react to the things, to the people. Let me give an example. Recently happened in society. I was there with the parents, and suddenly the father of son started speaking negative about the child, and that child got disturbed. He started behave very strangely, and he brought glass of water, pour into the my shoes, and running here and there, shouting. So that is the one example. Another example is that one of the parents started appreciating his child, and he was telling so many things about the child. My child is very good. He is very regular. He plays with his friend. He is a nice one. He always completes his work. So that child started studying in front of us. So appreciation and scolding, speaking negative in front of other is very, very important in our life. If we don't like negativity from other side, from others, so why should we speak negative about our children, our student, our family members, nearby people? I think we should live, or we should avoid this part, right? Another point I want to say that the pressure is from every side, either parents or students, teachers, even from society. Let me give example that I have seen many examples in society. One of the example is that the child goes to school early morning, 7 o'clock. He returns at 2 o'clock. He has a lunch after 2 o'clock. He goes to tuition 3:30, return home 6 o'clock. He has a personal tuition 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Again, he has his dinner. After dinner, he has his homework, like a school work, class work, and he finish his routine by 10 o'clock. So from morning to evening, he's so busy. He has no time for himself. And even parents are just looking at his completion, whether he has completed his study, whether he has completed his notebook, homework, classwork. Why we are doing this thing? Nobody is thinking what we want from others, what we want from this thing. Everybody is running after so many things. Everybody wants something, achievement, something positive. And during this time, we lose so many things. And that is the listening, that is the thinking, that is understanding, that even authentically we don't listen other. We never share our emotion with the others. We always speak so like a stereotype or plastic way, fake way. We never pay attention to the how we are fake in front of other. And because of these mental problems, we are not sharing our own thing with our family members also. Let me give an example that in society, many family having habit of lock their mobile, and they never allow other to use their mobile. If they go to the washroom, they will keep their mobile in pocket. That kind of mentally disturbed in our society. And this disturbs doesn't allow to the person to come out of his dilemma, his predicament. And these kind of things happening everywhere. The children are not sharing their own things with the parents, and parents always pressurize them to do this, that. And everybody means all of us need to sit together, understand the things, and don't take pressure. If we take pressure, definitely mental health is become very big issue. Earlier, when my parents were studying in school, they said that they enjoy a life. They did not have money, they did not have resources, but they were so happy. They were so good in sharing with their parents. But that sharing, that happiness is missing in today's life. And because of our expectation, our pressure, our so many communication in a wrong way with the children. So we have to take care into these things and correct ourselves instead of others. Keep active listening authentically, emotion. Instead of speaking, we have to find out the way how to treat, how to behave with our children so that they will believe in us. Otherwise, we will make them as like a fake people. Sometimes the people and the children also use fake smile. So where we are standing, where we are heading. So these things we have to take care and start from ourselves. Even in day-to-day life, when the pressure comes on me, definitely I get a disturb. And during this time, I lose my communication also. I started speaking negatively also about the things. So that is also acceptance we must have. If we accept before other, definitely they will keep in mind and they will follow that kind of example in their day-to-day life. Otherwise, what happens? We are not ready to accept our own mistake, our own thing. So obviously, the students and other will not accept their things also. So I think that we have to keep active listening, sharing authentically, and giving time to others or family members or children is very, very important. Quality time. Do not rush after the things. Do not be busy. Find out the time, give a quality time, listening them, sharing them, ask them the questions, even ask their creativity, ask them to their hobbies, what they like, dislike. At least they will try to expose, they will try to clarify their doubts, they will try to do the things with you honestly and authentically. Otherwise, we are losing this authenticity also in life. Even I have seen that people are so much busy in mobile. If we go to others' home, the people are using their mobile in front of the guest also. So they are so much busy. So that also disturb to the other people and the people who are living there. So I think that we have to understand what actually problem is that. If we look at the earlier people, even like my grandparents, even the people before 30, 35 years, they were happy. They don't have money. They don't have anything. But still, they were not mentally disturbed. And that thing is missing in today's life. I think that we are not giving time, we are not paying attention, we are running after the things after completing this, that, and the result is zero. And even we are confused what to do and what not to do. These are the questions still before all of us. As educator, I found myself in this scenario. From morning to evening, I just behave like like a machine. Even I don't have time for myself. What I am doing. In the end of the day, I don't have time, whether I have done good things or bad things, negative, positive. So these are things missing from everybody's life. Even the people, those who are living in a city, they start with the so many list of the work, list of the tasks, and they are running after it. And in that, they miss so many things. And I think that many of the people or the speaker share their views technically. I just have this practical observation in my day-to-day life, and things are in front of you. Even I say that sometimes I become mental disturbed, and that disturb is so severe that even I don't have time to ask for myself. So I think that everybody must give a time for himself or herself. Then and then we can give a time to others. If we are disturbed, so definitely we cannot going to help others or children or people. So I think thanks, Priti ma'am, due to some problem from my side. But thanks that I share my things and practical examples, and everybody will like. And if any question, you can ask in the end.
Yeah,
Thank you, ma'am.
definitely. Thank you, sir. Thank you for putting forward your pointers, and very rightly said. Like we want, means being as a parent or as a child, we need to make our children understand that to take responsibility of their conduct, to be accountable for what they are doing. This is something very important. Until and unless we are responsible for what we are doing, and we are, in spite of playing a blame game, we need to understand that where we are going wrong and accept that accepting is something which is needed from everybody. I firmly believe in power of words. Okay, because I have myself observed many times. So if we keep on criticizing child, then definitely the child will be like that. If we keep on, because our mind doesn't know what is right and what is wrong, and it acts accordingly. So very rightly said, Haridas Patil sir, and I'm glad that you shared these insight with us. Now it's time for question answers round. You all are free to raise your questions. Before that, I just want to say, I don't know what name is that, Vivo V2060. Sir, may I know your name, please?
Please mention the name. Yeah.
So because name is not there, so you have to change.
Kishore, my name is Kishore. I'm student of Priti Nambiye. Okay.
Can you come back? I'm not able to hear you.
Okay.
1 minute, some noise is there. Let me tell. Yes, sir.
Hi, this is Kishore. Very good evening to all. This is Kishore. I'm proudly a student of Priti Nambiye. She is
Okay.
my teacher and she is my
Oh.
mentor.
Oh, great. That's great.
Very good thing. But before talking about parenting, you have to think about the child mentality, how they think, how and how we better every situation in school or college, etc. Everything. You have to ask them because you are very elder than me, I think so. I'm still a student. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
While you are judging or while you are giving suggestions, I know there are almost award-winning mentors, educators in this group, but I'm nothing. In front of them, I'm nothing. But as per my view, you have to ask the child, how you feeling? How is your day? How was your day? And is there any problem in your school, like in your circle? Okay. First of all, before judging anyone, you have to ask your child. You try to face a lot of problems. These child mentality will depend on parents. Okay, parents, how they talk in home and how they talk to others. Seriously, this will happen. This will affect the child.
Right. Very
Today,
right.
मैं गलत बोल रहा हूँ, right बोल रहा हूँ, मेरे को भी पता नहीं, फिर I'm talking.
No, it's very rightly said. And all our speakers have discussed the same thing, that we need to be accountable to people.
Nowadays,
Like
mobile
teachers,
common. There is no common scenario to talk about mobile phone. Seriously, as per my view, now all are in Zoom and like online classes. It's very important to carry mobile phone. It's not a guilt. It's not a bad habit too. You are
Right.
gaining knowledge. It depends on you what you are searching, what you are doing, what you are looking into mobile.
rightly said. That's very, and I think the question was from your end. If you can mute yourself, please.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, so I think the question was from your end, where you are asking, why don't you call remote teachers to discuss? So our platform is completely free, sir. Anybody can come and can enroll whatever the topic they want to discuss. Even they can give the suggestions to us, what topic they want us to bring forward. So definitely, I'll be more than glad if more teachers and more educators and more learned people are coming on this platform and discussing these hot topics, not only on the mental health, but there are many other areas. The reasons for the mental health, which become the reason for the mental health and problems. So we'll be glad to discuss on this platform. So please do forward. I'll be sharing.
Ma'am, for
Pardon?
1 minute. 1 minute. I will end my speech now. And पहला जो Aditya sir बात किया psychology award winner, I don't know. Only I am very good for him. I'm very I will accept everything what he say. But before counseling the children, counseling the parents, you have to ask their problem. This is the main thing. Okay, this is the main thing.
Yeah.
You have to ask the child whether he. I am talking about children. He
Children.
or not she. I'm talking about children. All are children. Okay, right? Don't mention that. Don't mention, please. I'm sorry to say this. Don't mention this. Those are all children. You have to mention only child. There is no she and he.
Right.
Okay, right? And there are more number of very good teachers. Okay, you are aware, just put a post in Facebook anywhere, you will get n number of teachers who will provide good education to their children or students.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Please expand your platform level in various social media networks everywhere. I will try from my end. Please do from your also.
please,
Thank you.
please. So Kanchan was raising hand. Kanchan, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Good evening. And first of all, thank you very much and congratulations to you and congratulations to all the panel members, all the speakers. Very nice session. Like I would agree to each and every speaker, as Dr. Anjum said, that the activity should be student centric, so that the students are involved and we should help, or the teachers should help them come out of their shells. I think this was the summary of us. And Mr. Sunil Bhakre sir also said, like talked about nurturing the mind. Nurturing of the mind is very important, and also we the educators should not simply talk, right? Should simply, like we do that. We simply talk about nurturing minds, or maybe giving them some therapies, having counselors, and nowadays there are many counselors. But my point is, sometimes teachers themselves can also be therapists. Why not teachers themselves become therapists at certain points, and to certain extent I think teachers also can be therapists. Now what I did is, like as a principal of my school, what I did last month is, on a Saturday when students had holiday, we second and fourth Saturdays we conduct in-house training sessions. So I myself conducted a training for my teachers, wherein I gave them an activity to draw, paint something. I actually talked about a number of things, and then I painted one scene through my words, and then asked them to like paint or put it on paper. I distributed sheets to every teacher, everyone who was attending the session, and asked them to draw or paint what they could visualize while I was talking. So they painted, like somebody just scribbled something, somebody messed up, some people drew very nice pictures, somebody used very good colors, some people were bad at using colors. And then they had no expectation that I would be giving the analysis of their pictures. No expectations at all, but it was planned. I said, like, naturally, I said, should I give an analysis? Like, would you mind? Or I would take permission from some of you if they would like their drawings to be analyzed. Then I gave them analysis, and then based on the usage of their colors, based on their strokes, based on their color curves, based on their lines, based on the objects they drew, based on the number of objects they drew, and based on the number of colors they used, I gave them the analysis of, their temperament, their qualities and their virtues and the problems they must have faced. And I said very confidently that, like, somebody must have gone through a lot of problems in the childhood. Somebody has many complications in the life. Somebody is very confident. Somebody is very aggressive. Somebody is a multitasker, can manage many things simultaneously. Somebody is confident inside, but needs a trigger, needs a booster. Somebody is very successful, maybe inside somewhere deserves to be very successful, but then there is something lacking, something pushing, pulling that person back. To this way, I gave the analysis, and then I told them, and they were like shocked. They were shocked. And believe me, I do not have any such training. Any training of psychology. I do not have any training of handwriting or drawing analysis, but I just did a homework in order to give the training on maybe emotional intelligence to my teachers. If you had seen, I had planned one emotional intelligence webinar also, but due to network problem in my area, I had to cancel it. And very soon I'll be taking it and discussing the things at length. Sorry, but then I did for my teachers, and they were shocked to know that all the analysis were right. I then asked what was the moral of doing this? Like, what was the purpose of doing this? They could not tell the purpose. I told them that the purpose was to tell you that you can do the same with your children and you can connect with them. Sometimes suddenly, maybe when you have some time and children are not in a mood of studying, or maybe you can give some art integrated project in the class itself based on the topic, any of the topics which you think that can be linked to arts, and then ask them to draw. And all of a sudden, without their expectations, you give them analysis through which you can connect, because they will feel that their teacher is trying to understand them emotionally. So this is what I did, and then the teachers also have started following it. So this way, I think we can give this sometimes, our emotional connection with the students can help us a lot to know them better, to help them come out of their shells, to help them pour their emotions out, and then we can then work on their progress. This is one thing I did. I wanted to just
Very
I just wanted to
beautifully
share.
mentioned, Kanchan. Very nice. It means like this is the
Mhm.
connection which is missing. That what I said, that we are just
Mhm.
working, or educators are just working as a mechanically.
Right,
In
right.
spite of that, if we start connecting with the heart to heart, as already
Mhm.
mentioned that, and this is actually required. And I am sure that if there is a connection, then there will be no more suicides, and in every industry, it's not in the
Absolutely.
education, in every industry it is required. The connection should be there. So very nicely,
Right,
you have
right.
mentioned what you
I
have.
also did one more thing. Parents, like a lot of speakers mentioned about, counseling the parents first. So when I started my work this year, this session, I, within a very few days from the beginning of the session, I just organized a parent orientation session, and I think which was attended by more than 150 parents. And in that, like, we have most of the students from economically what we can say backward backgrounds and rural areas. We have students, but then it's a CBSE school, so parents are not that what I would say good at English. And also I conducted my session mostly in Hindi. Secondly, through a lot of presentation, through like everything through the way of presentation, so that, and I talked a lot. So they were so touched and they thanked me for helping them in good parenting actually. And then I was invited in more than 20 villages. Last month only, and along with my team actually, after working for the whole day, I used to get ready immediately in 1 hour. And then my team also, after like teachers, we formed a team for campaigning or for this parent, what I would say, uh, sessions on parenting, good parenting. We did that. We used to take our vehicle, which had a complete projector installed on that vehicle, and we went to more than 20 nearby villages to counsel parents. To counsel parents, and then for that I had to work very very hard, like more than 20 schools in just 1 month. Sorry, more than 20 villages in just 1 month I covered, and their parents were all from very 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 economically poor background or farmers. Most of them were farmers. They listened to it very very carefully, and then like I hope it helped. And then there are talks that it helped them a lot in good parenting. So this is what I've
That's
done. Like,
great. Well, it's a
thank you.
commendable work you are doing. Come on, this is something not usual, and this type of connection is actually required. Very good.
Actually, thank you.
Anybody else want to put their suggestions or any other point they want to add on, or they want to share their experiences? You are most welcome.
Good evening, ma'am. This is Kejaya from Convent of Jesus and Mary. I'm sorry, I just landed. So, but I was very, very attracted to the entire topic, and I mean, beautifully, the panelists have very beautifully summed it up in all the sessions, right from the word start, S of the start, to the end of the D. I have been here and I've been listening very carefully and very beautifully summed up. And congratulations for holding such a beautiful session.
Thank you, ma'am.
Panelists also. And here, I also feel that every teacher, or not teacher, let it be the word educator, can be definitely a therapist. And as in my entire year of about 29 years of service, I am popular not more as a subject specialist, but as a human being. That's my, each one of us connects with our children so beautifully. And I always feel, like with the varied subject combinations that CBSE is now offering, a number of times children who are unable to cope up with maths and science are the students, who emerge to underconfident. Somehow that societal pressure, the parental pressure is too much building on them. And like, when you take up subjects like a creative subject like painting or commercial art, right? Let us also acknowledge that this child is special in the sense that they have special skills other than the one who's an ace mathematician or an Einstein or something like that. But we very quickly identify them, reward them, 100 in mathematics, right? But today we see children are scoring 100 in physical education. Right. And this is where I talk about holistic development, that gone are those days, padhoge, likhoge, banoge nawab, kheloge, koodoge, hoge kharab. So now it's the other way around. And, let us acknowledge NEP 2020 and CBSE's efforts of inclusive education. And I feel I have been able to motivate a number of my students who have a wide range of subjects, and a number of times they do communicate that, ma'am, I don't have maths. So, then I ask them a question like this. Suppose I give you 20 rupees and the cost of potatoes is 20 rupees a kg, and I ask you to buy half a kg. How much balance will you return it to me? So, they immediately say that 20 rupees kg, half kg will be 10 rupees. I said, that's it. Who says you don't know maths? Right? This is the kind of communication that we need, and nurturing the mind. I mean, I really like that word. I'm in awe, in love with that word, because, it is our responsibility. And as many of them pointed out, panelists, our esteemed panelists pointed out that, holding sessions for parents, it's very difficult for parents to make them believe that the child is a special child. So this is something, I would really welcome if you can hold some sessions on this, on good parenting.
Definitely.
Yeah, but I
thanks for
really
suggesting and
congratulate. Wonderful session, ma'am. Wonderful session. Thank you.
we'll definitely, next topic we'll be trying to use. And Kanchan, I think you'll be the one who can lead this, right? And if you want a panel discussion on this, so you're also welcome, ma'am, Jaya, ma'am, and Kanchan, so you can be the part of it. And
Sure,
again,
ma'am, sure.
Sure, sure.
Always there for you, there with you. Thank you.
yeah, yes, sir. So thank you all. Anybody else wants to discuss anything? Otherwise, we'll close the session. Archana, ma'am, why you are quiet today? Are you somewhere? So that's great to have you all, and appreciating for the topic. And thank you, Anju, ma'am. She's the one who has suggested this topic, and very nicely conducted by all the speakers. I really thank from bottom of my heart to all the speakers to putting forward their pointers and making this panel discussion a very successful one. And we definitely promise you all to come up with more sessions like this. And HTH, Healing Towards Happiness, is meant for this only. We are not only working for one age group, we are covering the entire age group. I would like to conduct more sessions on the educators where we can talk about the mental health of educators to understand where they are lacking, to understand their kids. So definitely that is a need of an hour. So, hi Jaya, would you like to say anything, or anybody else? Otherwise, I'll end the session. So I've already pasted a link of certificate in the chat box. You all can avail your certificate once you submit your feedback form. So thank you, everyone. So there's no more questions. So I'm ending the sessions. Thanks again to every and speaker, Haridas Patil sir, Anjum Qureshi ma'am, then Sunil sir, and then Haridas Mukherjee sir, and Preeti for coming forward and putting their pointers. Thank you, everyone. Preeti, would you like to say something? You are on mute. You unmuted yourself. Okay, so with this, I end the session. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day. Good night.